verse 2, Paul says, "For I can testify about them that they are zealous for God, but their zeal is not based on knowledge." They have a zeal, they have a passion for God, but it's not based on knowledge. How ironic it is to Israel that God has revealed himself most clearly in the Old Testament. He chose that specific nation of all the nations of the world to make himself known, to reveal his character and nature, to dwell in the midst of in the temple. His very presence was in the midst of Israel. Remember the pillar of fire and the cloud of smoke. Remember the tent of testimony, the tent of meeting. Remember the tabernacle. Remember the temple. God dwelt in the midst of his people, and yet they still don't know him. Oh, the irony. The irony of the God who has made himself so manifestly clear to the people of Israel to such a degree that he would dwell in their midst. He would lead them in the pillar of fire and the cloud of smoke. His presence was clearly seen and understood. And yet his own people, the people called by his name, did not humble themselves so as to get to know the God who was revealing himself, but instead they pursued their own righteousness as if it was by law. They had a passion for God, but it wasn't the God who had revealed himself. They created for themselves their own understanding of who God was. And they created for themselves their own understanding of how to please this God and how to attain the righteousness necessary. But there's many in that same boat today, isn't there? There's plenty of people that have a zeal for God, for a God of their own understanding, for a God of their own imagination. There are certainly people who have a zeal for God. They usually call themselves spiritual. I'm not into organized religion. I'm a spiritual person. Oh, really? Right. Yeah, let's think about that for a second. You know, Jody, me and the kids were watching The Voice Australia at the moment. I love that show. I love watching that show. I love it for a couple of reasons. We won't spend too much time dwelling on this. But I love The Voice because the judges are so encouraging of those who come on. There's no Simon Cowell there abusing people, calling them idiots and talentless hacks and get off my stage. There's none of that. It's just pure encouragement. Pure encouragement. It's lovely. And I love seeing people's dreams come true. Isn't it awesome? You know, you see these people singing on these shows and they get the applause and they get the recognition of the judges and you see some kid whose dream is to be a pop star and maybe 16, 17 years old, and suddenly the dream becomes a reality. Or you see some 55-year-old guy who's been slugging away with the kids and the family and work, and he just always had this dream of being a singer, and he goes on to the show, and so next thing you know, dreams are coming true. I love that. It's so good, so good. Last night we were watching, and there was this young girl, 24, I think she was, which is young in my eyes now, unfortunately. It's funny how you define young, isn't it? Oh, he's in the 30s, just a kid. They're in their 60s. Oh, what would they know? Just a kid. They're still wet behind the ears. It's shifting goalposts. But this young girl, 24, I think she was a spiritual person. I'm a deeply spiritual person. She was into tarot and all that sort of stuff. And she was so into it that she had the tarot cards with her, and she was doing a tarot reading before going out on the stage to find out, what whatever the spirit was that she was trying to invoke had to say about her future. Were the judges was she gonna have success or not? And so she did a tarot reading, and that's how committed to this she was, to this spirituality, to the point where she would engage in a process of divination, trying to invoke the spirits so that she would do the right thing, behave the right way, tick all the right boxes to get the right result at the end. What do you call that, folks? That's religion. That's a religion. Yeah? That's nothing but religion. If I just do the right things and just keep the right rules and just do the right, read the cards the right way around, I just interpret it the right way, that's religion. That's all that is. It's just religion. Spiritual people who call themselves spiritual, I'm not into religion of any kind. I'm a spiritual person. No, you're a religious person. You are religious. You're every bit as religious as the religious fundamentalist. It's just the truth. The difference is that you've created this God out of your own imagination. You've devised the standards of morality which you have to meet. Then you tick the box saying that you've met that standard and hold everybody else accountable to it. So anybody that breaks the standard that you invented is suddenly verboten. They're outside and they're evil. They're horrible. They're cancelled. We're done with them. We've ostracized them. We've cut them off from the community. We've excommunicated them. Religion, folks, it's just religion. You see? Spiritual people are just religious people. They may think that they're not religious, or to put it another way, that they're irreligious, but irreligion is just religion. So you've just got more religion. So you've either got organized religion or disorganized religion. That's all there is. Those are the two categories there. So you can be a religious person in an organization, or you can be a religious person outside the organization. But either way you go, you're still going to be a religious person. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? Yeah. Irreligion and spirituality is just religion in disguise. It's just religion in drag. That's all it is. It's like I don't know, I'm terrible. It's like Scooby-Doo. Those of you who are old enough to remember Scooby-Doo, right? Yeah, you watch Scooby-Doo and there's some monster in an old carnival fairground sort of thing. Some monster running around, and Scoob and Shag, they're running around having snacks, cracking jokes, getting scared, running away. Everybody else is doing the work. They figure out the crime. Eventually they catch the monster, they catch the ghost or whatever, and there's the big unveiling, the unmasking, right? And they pull off the mask and go, "It's Old Man Withers!" Wow, who knew? It's Old Man Withers. Well, that's all spirituality is. It's just religion in disguise. You pull off the mask, and what's underneath? It's religion. Who knew? That's all it is. It's like religion has put on a pair of those Groucho Marx glasses and the nose and the mustache, and is wandering around pretending that no one understands who it is. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's religion, wearing a Groucho Marx and a pair of glasses. You take off the glass and you go, it's religion. It's all it is. Spirituality and religion is just religion. Religion and irreligion are the same. The only question is, whose form of the religion are you buying into? Are you buying into an organized structural religion, or are you making up one for yourself? But either way, it's religion. And it's law-keeping. And what does it produce? Self-righteousness and pride and arrogance. That's all. I've kept the laws. I've done the right things. I'm a good Christian. Stinking self-righteousness. Yeah. Oh, I've done my tarot readings. I've put the right crystals on my head for today. I've believed the right things, and whatever. It's just more religion. And if only they knew what I know, and if only they lived like I live. That's how people operate. That's how they work. So whether you're part of an organized religion, or whether you're making it up as you're going along, creating your own religion, it's just religion that'll have laws that you have to keep and hold others accountable to. And because you hold others accountable to a set of laws that you created or that you believe in, there will always be self-righteousness, there will always be arrogance, and there will always be pride. Because when you keep the laws and you do what's right, you get to look down your nose on those that didn't.